Just for attractions, mini golf is a pretty cute idea. If you were to have balls that lit up like the ones you're talking about,
Yeah.
that would be something that would be cool at nighttime.
Now, how would he work that into it needing water? I guess you could just make it happen.
Yeah, or some kind of.
Yeah, you could probably do something. You need to talk to Hagen. I'll give you his number. Be good. Hey, ideas. You know, all you need is an idea. In fact,
Nighttime, just have a ball right up.
yeah. Idea. It's this place that we opened, cut the ribbon on today. Is the Idea Center. Isn't that right? The idea shop. Thank you. I knew the center didn't sound right. The Idea Shop. Well, that's what you do. You start with an idea, and you make it happen. You make it real. You make money off of it. Did you find it?
I can. I'm just trying to get it to go through.
Well, you could just. Oh, you're trying to get it up there so they can see it up there. That'd be cool. You go. You keep on going. Okay. The other thing that I'm trying to do, in fact, I just texted with the guy doing it today, is we're going to try to light the trees in downtown Starkville. So brighten it up so that it's a place to be. Have more stores stay open later. Have more restaurants downtown so that there's a place to be. We used to have a pretty rocking downtown, actually, in the sense that Mugshots were there and they would have a band at night on the second floor. Old Venice was there. They had a band at night. So, you know, we had some things going on. And a few folks acted a little inappropriately. And Mugshots ended up selling to some minors. And when they did, this is rolling, isn't it? So, they got caught by ABC. It's news. So they got caught by ABC, but it was a long time ago. So they changed their business model. Okay, well, when you change your business model, things change. And when they did, it kind of dried up. It impacted. It was the Greek place that was upstairs from Tyler, and now I can't call the name of it. But anyway, it impacted them, and then it also impacted Old Venice. So, and Old Venice had other issues, which is unfortunate because, well, I mean, the food was good, but it became inconsistent. I think it was a management issue. So, you know, from a restaurant perspective, y'all ever want to open a restaurant, you got to stay on top of that stuff because, you know, you skip out and the manager goes bad on you, it'll tank you in a heartbeat. Still working on it. Okay. So, any questions? Any thoughts?
I was going to say about the line bikes.
Yeah.
I know it says pulling out, but even for the city also.
Broke my heart. Well, and here's the reality of Starkville, okay? Without the university, our size goes way down. And the university, Lime came to me and he said, our business model is transforming into scooters only. So bikes are no longer going to be, even the e-bikes, they're no longer going to be a part of our business model. It's transitioning to scooters only. And if the university won't let us have scooters on the campus, then we're going to have to withdraw. I'm hopeful that as other places embrace the scooters, that while sometimes we are later in coming to the party, that they will come back. Because I think they're fun. I thought they were a kick. I looked behind me one time, there were like 5 scooters behind me, and it was just fun looking. You found it? I see you. Cool. Okay. Okay.
So this is just a test.
That's it.
A light test to make sure everything's working.
That is
so
so
it's
cool.
going through a bunch of different features.
Isn't that great?
Yep. That should be up and running this weekend. He's going to finalize it this weekend, unless the weather holds him up, which it could.
It's kind of random effects. Here's some different colors.
He had the rainbow color too. There's a rainbow color. Huh?
It looks really cool in person. It's
How
almost
old
too
is
bright
it?
for the phone.
Oh, Hagen, he's probably in his late 20s. Early 20s, or mid 20s to late 20s.
Through.
Is that not just the
Rainbow.
coolest damn thing?
So what it'll do is stay off until someone walks by, chasing a little dot down the thing. It'll stay off until someone walks by, and then when they walk by, it'll do one of the brighter animations, and then turn to solid white, so it'll make it easier to light up the path.
That's
And
just
then it
so
will
cool.
stay like that until you get to the other side, and then turn back off. So, like I said, this is just a test to make sure that the strip's working right. But everything looks really good.
Yes, love it, love it, love it. So anyway, hopefully that will be up and running if the weather will cooperate this weekend, and it'll be on a permanent basis. And so we're going to try to do a mural on that bridge railing there. So that's one of those things that we're going to see if we can get that done too, because I'm trying to get more murals around town, things that are cool. Anybody here a painter, an artist, want to do murals?
I wanted to ask you, have
Yes.
you had any negative backlash from the murals?
You know, there's going to always be one, and I did have one. And her comment was, and this was Joe McGowan's mural, so it was the very first one that was kind of strange, you know, beautiful wild colors, and that, who knew what it was. And she emailed me. No, she tweeted at me. Go figure, this woman, she's got to be 100 years old. She's probably my age. But she tweeted at me that how could we possibly let that happen? Because she had been a member of the the Methodist Church sits here and the Baptist Church sits here. She had been a member of the church for so many years, and this was an affront to her church. And it's on the retaining wall for her church's parking lot. But it is a city, it is a city wall, fronts a sidewalk. So I was pretty comfortable that, a nasty looking retaining wall would be improved by bright colors. So we've had Joe McGowan do it, and we've had a girl do it whose name, for whatever reason, I cannot remember. She has like fish and kind of cool things. And then we had a second and third grade class, third and fourth grade class, do a project of the wall where they did like a paint by numbers, a kaleidoscope effect on part of that wall. So it's really cool. But there are some folks out there that we are giving the Spruill Area Arts Council, which is kind of our collective of. They're taking the money, and that way I'm not the one who's going, oh, I like that, oh, I like that, because I'm kind of, my art's such a subjective thing. So I don't want to be the arbiter of what's going to go on the murals, because that just keeps me out of trouble. So I let somebody else do that who's a part of the art community, and they are going to move forward with it. But one of my things I'm hoping to do is do some word art. Y'all, like a saying or something. I think that'd be cool. And just have a nice mix of different stuff. What was on that Stromboli's building that they tore down, that was so cool before that left. I mean, it was. And Mayor Kemp's got that same artist sitting on some of his buildings in the Cotton District, his office in particular, for example. But, murals, it's subjective, but it's so cool. It just says something about your community. It gives you character and, just a different feel, a different vibe. So we have our own character, our own quality of life that we get to claim as Starkville. And for so long, I came across this. Tell me, as a Starkvillian, I was thinking about this morning. I couldn't sleep last night for whatever reason. I had one of the things going on. You know how things spin in your head. But I'm laying awake going, part of our issue is we have always, as a community, focused on the STARK instead of focusing on the STAR. And I think that's one of those things you live up to your name. If you're not careful, and I'm not even going to go where I could with some of the names that, think about some of the scandals recently and think about some of the names associated with the scandals. Anthony Weiner comes to mind. Okay, people live up to their names sometimes. And it works. It may not work here on the front of your brain, but it works in the back of your brain. So when you have a strong name, sometimes you can live up to that strong name. So anyway, and my middle name is what I go by. It is very androgynous. Lynn can go either way. Donna, which is my first name, does not. So how you view that, if y'all have ever thought about that, think about it. But I think that we have long been focused on Starkville, not the star piece of that. And I want to see if we can't change our focus a little bit and become the star. Because Starkville has got things going on that we've never had before. And it's time for us to capitalize on those things. The university is going great guns. Our athletic program has made an incredible difference in how we're able to sell ourselves and promote ourselves. When I was growing up, we didn't have anything for athletic teams. We went to the games to eat, and party and that sort of thing. Now we actually go to watch a game and think we're going to win. And a lot of times, most of the times, we have been. I don't know about you, but it was a palpable difference in this town when Dak Prescott hit Sports Illustrated during one season. Absolutely. I mean, the electricity, I get goosebumps. The electricity was actually there. And until you've lived it, you don't know what it's about. And I had somebody tell me that back when we were losing all the time, and I'm going, oh, right, please. You go to the university to learn. Don't give me this BS about athletics. That's just fun. but it's not. It's economic development. And only in my older age have I been able to appreciate that. And that's only because I've actually experienced the feel that comes with having that opportunity to see that success and what it does to our community. It's been dramatic. And you see it all around. It still serves us well. We've got a women's basketball team that is kicking some serious butt. For us, if we go to Final Four for a third year in a row, people. I mean, Vic is awesome. He really is. Vic is just awesome. And he's been, I would say he's been lucky, but he hadn't. He's been good. He's been excellent. And we have been the beneficiaries of that. So one of the things that it is my job to do is to capitalize on that while we've got it, because everything goes in cycles, people. It is extremely hard to sustain that kind of success. Connecticut has had it for a long time. Tennessee had it for a long time. Tennessee doesn't have it right now. Connecticut is starting to slip. It's just, life goes in cycles. So you better take that opportunity and just squeeze it to death, because it's not going to hang with you. Starkville is at a point where we can make some really big differences. One of my things about Starkville is, you know, I've got north, south, east, and west, right? Universities to the east, that is our biggest driver. I don't care what you do, without Mississippi State University, Starkville would be, and this is going to sound disrespectful, it would be Sturgis, it would be Maben, it would be something much smaller, okay? It would not have that dynamism, that energy that comes with it. That's our big driver. So as it rises, we rise. But conversely, as we rise, MSU does better, because that gives y'all a place to want to come be, right? So we can't, however, rely solely on MSU, because that too, at some point, it's going to be tough to get a scholarship, or the economy is going to go bad. People are not going to have the money. They feel comfortable going to school. So we got to have more than that. So down south, we've got Mississippi Horse Park, which is part of the university, but it's also kind of a quasi-standalone. It brings in a whole lot of business coming into town on weekends. We have we had like a dog show, we've had concerts, we've had motocross, we've had barrel racing, we've had rodeos. And all those bring people into town to eat in the restaurants, get gas, stay in the hotels. All of that is economic development. So there's our southern quarter. Now up to the north, we've got a new industrial park, which they have now named. I thought it was a pretty good name, North Star. Leave the K off. It's the northern part of town. Starkville, North Star. So we've got a North Star Industrial Park, which we hope will bring in industry, and it's this higher tech industry. This is not like your Packers with the steel mills and that sort of thing, because we're not geared for that. We don't have the railroad line. We don't have the heavy duty electrical that would come with that. But it's an opportunity for industry, for jobs. So I want y'all to stay. Maybe there'll be some really good jobs that come with that industry. So we got that going on. Hadn't been developed yet, but it's in the process. To the west, right now, we don't have anything. We got Walmart, right? But we have a park over there that's low-lying, not well thought out when they turned it into an industrial park, right? And I'm not faulting anybody. You know, you have a learning curve, for heaven's sakes. So we have Cornerstone Park, which is intended as an industrial park, but it's got a lot of flat land. It's got a lot of low-lying land. So you got a lot of wetlands and that sort of thing that you got to deal with. You lose a lot of that. It doesn't work really well for industry. But man, it'll work for a park. It will work for a park. So, yes, sir?
And that's what I was just going to say. Maybe because I'm from Atlanta and I'm a little bit young, but I don't mind. Like, I don't mind, instead of just asking a girl to come over, I don't mind just doing something different. Mm-hmm. And like, when you only got movies and dinner, so it kind of like really limits you. Mm-hmm. So you just want to enjoy yourself. So like I said, he mentioned like a golf, like probably a putt-putt, or just a mini, like right beside a putt-putt, like a go-kart. And it doesn't have to be a big racing track.
Sure. Like, just something to take her out and impress her, right?
Yeah, entertainment, because it's like I don't want to be disrespectful and just tell her to come over to the house with you after you don't went to go eat. Yeah. And movies is not right. Mm-hmm. You consider a date because you don't get to know them. But. Shoot, dinner and a movie, I like it. I can't get to know them. Oh, well, I understand that's what dinner's for. But, okay, to that end, on the west side of town, we got a big park. Cornerstone Park, which was intended as an industrial park. Not enough power, no rail line. At one time, not enough water, which is, all those things are critical to get industry in your town or in a location. But man, great for like a sports tournament facility, folks. So, down in the legislature, and I learned today, the House passed a local and private
that we have asked our legislators to draft and to get through with the governor's signature for us to have a referendum. Anybody going to vote? Who votes in Starkville? Who can vote in Starkville? Oh man, raise your hand. Thank you. One, at least one. Okay, because when we have this referendum, I need to vote. But we're going to have a referendum to raise our food and beverage tax from 2% to 3%, with that 1% going strictly toward the development, maintenance, and operations of this sports tournament facility, which, with any luck at all, is going to have massive tournaments on the weekends, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but available for rec ball during the week, Monday through Thursday. So you have a park that serves your community as just a regular park kind of area, but it's supposed to have, we're going to try to build it, and it's expensive, y'all. Please, it's expensive. We're going to try to build 8 to 12 fields. These are baseball now, but they'll serve as softball too, because we're going to do infield turf, which is the really expensive piece, outfield grass. But that lets you move the mounds and move the bases so that it can accommodate softball as well as baseball for all ages. So you'll have rec ball during the week, you'll have tournament ball on the weekends. And what happens in tournament ball? You have traveling teams. And where are they going to stay overnight? They're going to stay in our hotels. What are they going to do? They're going to eat in our restaurants. So at the times of the year when you guys aren't necessarily in school or we don't have a whole lot going on, we're going to have some serious economic development in our community during the summer, on the weekends, where people can come and spend their money. And it's beautiful when you have someone who comes into town and helps you pay for the things that make your community better. So that little 3%, or it's 2% now, but that little extra percent will go directly to the parks, and it's being paid for by visitors. Okay? So part of that money, part of that current 2% money, you guys get as students, because it goes, the university gets 20% of the 2%. So every year it grows, because our food and beverage sales tax has been growing. Every year you guys get an incrementally increasing piece to spend on your student association. They spend on Bulldog Bash, they spend it on the Lyceum series, they spend it on the Music Maker Productions. So there's a good chunk of change that comes from people visiting who have nothing to do with the university, salespeople, whoever, who are contributing toward all of us in a way that doesn't hurt them. You know, instead of paying $1.09 for a burger, they're going to pay $1.10. Okay, great. Does that hurt anybody? No, it does not. They don't even feel it. And in some states and in some communities, you're paying 15% tax. So we are, by all standards, minimal in what we do. But you got to take it where you can get it and make it happen. But you got to make it happen. You got to force it. And I say that in the most loving sort of way. But one of my roles is to dog people to death. You know, where are we on this? Where are we on this? Where are we on this? And you hit them, if not once a week, twice a week. Because if not, the expression is, it's hard to remember you're there to drain the swamp when you're up to your ass in alligators, right? So you may have a long-term project that you're supposed to be doing, but you got a pothole that sprang up over here, or you got a water leak that sprang over there, or you've got a main sewer line break that came up over there. Never mind that your major focus was to try to do infrastructure this week, to do wholesale replacement of infrastructure and push that along. So it's just one of those things where you only have so much bandwidth, and you just got to stay focused. And part of my goal is to make people stay focused on their jobs. Part of my goal, part of my role. And for me to stay focused as well. But it's one of the cool things about local government is that you can make such a difference. You know, filling that pothole or fixing that water leak, you know, you make a difference in your community, and it's very rewarding, and I would recommend it. As y'all go along, I would highly recommend that you take the opportunity to serve your community in multiple. You can do it via nonprofit, or you can run for election, or you can serve on a board, but all of those things matter, and we need good people. You know, don't sit back and go, well, somebody else can do it, or I'm too busy, or I got 3 kids. We're always going to have something going on. Everybody's always got to have something going on. But take a little time. Do a give back that you just hadn't thought of before. Expand your horizons and opportunities. You give back, people appreciate it. And also you get to know your neighbors better, you know? You get to understand things better. So, okay, questions?